Introducing Tai Chi 5 minutes a day. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Lao Tzu. (2016-2017). I hadn't made any friends at the Tuesday Salsa social, but Priscilla suggested we go to the club to promote the business and invite dancers to what Amway called a pitch event. Jerome found his purpose and spent 2 days in the kitchen preparing snacks. On the day of the event, we set up the communal kitchen. The kitchen was a modest space with cheap, functional furniture. The long table in the center was made of laminates, surrounded by mismatched chairs. The walls were stark white, devoid of any decorations, creating a clean but bare atmosphere. A sliding door led to a small balcony, allowing natural light to stream in, and a place for the smokers. A big cupboard stored pots and pans, and the countertops, although worn, were kept tidy by the tenants on the floor. Jerome displayed the hors d'oeuvres beautifully on the table, arranging them with his meticulous eye for detail. There were bite-sized quiches, colorful vegetable platters, and an assortment of cheeses and crackers. Priscilla and I handled the wine, ensuring everything was ready for our guests. The turnout was modest, with only a few attendees: my Brazilian neighbor, her Kiwi boyfriend, their drunk friend, and a Frenchman eager to taste Jerome's food. The only one who responded to our invitations at the salsa club was a slightly awkward Kiwi man in his late 30s named Danny. He was very tall and had a tendency to lean forward when he spoke. Despite being a bit overweight, his height of approximately 6 feet 2 inches concealed it well. Danny had a desire to expand his social circle and meet new people at the salsa club, particularly women. Beyond that, he was the only one who showed any real interest in our pitch. During the week, Danny worked at an office job, but he dedicated the weekends to his true passion, filming documentaries. His eyes lit up when he discussed his latest project, a documentary focusing on local street artists, and it was obvious that he had a deep commitment to his craft. After the slideshow, I talked to Danny about our mutual interest in filming. I had completed filming the video course and I needed to find students. Feeling excited but unsure where to start, I wanted to create a free course to share on social media platforms. To organize my thoughts, I took out a pen and paper and began outlining my objectives. Now that I had him on my side, my mind raced with the possibilities. I need to film free Tai Chi videos to get people interested in learning with me. What if I could film them with a sea view? I mused, imagining the serene waves and open horizon as the perfect backdrop. I've been filming in the local park, but I would love to film them in front of a more spectacular backdrop, something that would really capture the essence of Tai Chi and its connection to nature. Danny listened intently, appearing engrossed in what I was imagining. I could tell that my zeal was contagious. "That sounds like a great idea," he said, nodding thoughtfully. "A beautiful occasion could definitely attract more viewers." Danny was clearly enjoying our brainstorming session. "I might know a few places along the coast," he offered. "There's a secluded spot near the cliffs with a breathtaking view of Wellington Harbor. I think it is quiet and would be perfect for capturing on film." "That sounds amazing. Could you accompany me there?" I asked, hopeful that this collaboration would bring my vision to life. "Absolutely," Danny replied, his smile widening. "I'll pick you up next weekend and we can check out the park together." When the day arrived for us to visit the location, there was an unexpected checkout and I had to clean the room. As a result, I wasn't ready when Danny messaged me to let me know he was waiting in the car parked outside. "Where did the time go?" I muttered, rushing around my room to gather all the equipment. I quickly ripped a page out of my notebook and scribbled down an introduction for the first video of the free online course. I planned to call it Tai Chi 5 minutes a day. Grabbing my gear, I hurried down to meet Danny on Narn Street. As we drove out of the city, in my head, I repeated the sequence of movements I was going to perform. Open the door, embrace the moon, hug the tree, sink the chi. The waves crash onto the rocks and rush back out to the sea. I had learned this sequence of movements from my mentor, David Dorian Ross, a renowned Tai Chi teacher who I followed online. DDR's philosophy resonated with me. He didn't care how you held your postures as long as you practiced. This approach encouraged people to continue practicing, since they didn't feel an expectation to be perfect. He helped me realize that people didn't necessarily want to learn all the correct techniques, but merely to learn how to move their bodies. With DDR's wisdom in mind, we headed toward our destination. We drove along Highway 1 about 8 kilometers north of Wellington city center. Perched precariously on an earthquake fault, this was the only road where you could enter and exit the city. The landscape of Wellington was a blend of dramatic hills and stunning coastlines, with neighborhoods sprawling outward from the compact city center. Numerous neighborhoods had developed on the outskirts of Wellington, and their residents risked their lives daily commuting by car or by train. The highway was busy, filled with cars and buses navigating tight turns and inclines, and trains rattled along the tracks next to the highway. Despite the risk, this was how the city had expanded, its people resilient and undeterred by the ever-present threats. We arrived at Waihinahina Park, and the beauty of the location took my breath away. The park was just what I had hoped for, offering panoramic views of Wellington Harbor and the Hutt Valley. We parked, gathered our equipment, and walked to a secluded deck on the left side. The deck was positioned at the end of a path, and we hoped this would ensure minimal disturbance from the people walking their dogs. We set up our equipment and started some practice takes. Scene 1, take 1, clap it. Danny clapped down on the clapper, smiling. He felt very professional using a clapboard to indicate the scenes and takes. I began to read the speech I had hastily jotted down in my room. I shared my beliefs with whoever would watch. I doubted that anyone would take the time to listen, but I knew I had to try. Though my thoughts often leaned towards pessimism, my actions were fueled by optimism. I frequently charged ahead in life, figuring that nothing would work, but trying everything anyway. I told my prospective viewers that in the Taoist practice, creating a habit was like planting a seed. A seed takes 100 days to grow into something meaningful. I explained that our habits work in the same way. I asked them whether they wanted to cultivate a good habit or a bad one. Bad habits, I explained, are easy to form, but good habits propel us toward feeling our best. I emphasized that it didn't matter how long or how perfectly they practiced, as long as they practiced every day. This approach liberated my viewers from the burden of perfection and offered them a sense of safety and encouragement to learn with me. In a society where everyone had become very sedentary, I simply wanted people to get up and move their bodies. I told them that practicing Tai Chi for only 5 minutes a day could bring about a meaningful change in their lives. I hoped that some would be interested in learning more with me and sign up for the paid course on my website. We wrapped up our filming session at the park and headed back home to begin the editing process. I took my time, carefully refining the footage to ensure it conveyed the message I wanted to convey. Once I was satisfied with the final product, I nervously prepared to take the next step. Finally, on January 27, 2017, I published my first video on social media, hoping for the best, but uncertain about what to expect. Not long after posting the video, I was flooded with hundreds of comments from people committing to the 100-day challenge. I replied to each one, treating them all as my most important students. Interacting with the comments not only improved the video's rankings, but it amplified its reach, resulting in a rapid surge in views. In almost no time, the first module had attracted over 100,000 views. I began offering a weekly Tai Chi class on a virtual teaching platform, curious to see who might join. My initial group of students was small but diverse. An elderly woman from Australia joined who wanted to stay active and embrace the gentle movements of Tai Chi. A male fitness coach from the UK around my age participated in order to explore new methods to enhance his training routines. Last but not least, my mother in Montreal, always my biggest advocate, joined not only to discover Tai Chi but to support my efforts. Every Tuesday for 20 minutes I guided them through the movements of Tai Chi. Though it wasn't much, it was a start. It was gratifying to see them engage with the material and begin to experience the benefits of regular practice. This small but dedicated group gave me the confidence to continue, knowing that even a few people were finding value in what I had to offer. Reflecting on my experiences, if I had turned down the invitation to join the Amway pyramid, I would not have met Priscilla or hosted the launch party. Consequently, I would not have connected with Danny, who played a pivotal role in kickstarting my online presence. Although I didn't make any money from Amway's multi-level sales, it provided returns in ways I couldn't have imagined when I first said yes to joining the team.